Hello world. Patricia O'Connor and Frida Reba Darcy here tonight on the Bonsai balcony. We're going to do part two of seeing if the table that everything is sitting on. Every time I touch it, it rocks because it's a wrought iron table, and that's just the way it does. So I wanted to make sure I wasn't shaking the world. If you see what looks like a minor earthquake, it's probably I touched the foot of the table. It isn't like it's got a short leg or anything. It's just got a pedestal and it's iron, and it has a laptop sitting on it. And if I touch it, it rocks funny. You may have noticed that I've seen it rock from turning on the camera before. Now we can get on with the pro. I'm also paying off my partner in crime here, Frida. This is our little Japanese black pine that in the last program I removed the wire on, and I think it came out really good. I don't see really any wire marks dug into the tree on there. I think we did a really good job of removing and cutting those guys free from there, and the little tree held up very well too, because I had to get kind of frisky with it in a way that kind of worried me, frankly. But I think the tree held up well. I think we were able to get all that off. Now, I am planning on rewiring this tree. Kind of tightening up some of what's lax. All in all, I've got to say that I could probably choose to live with it as is, but why do that? I live with it as is. Kind of got, oh, there we go. We smack camera. You might even get to see a little bit of that rock in there. All right. So what I am planning on doing, excuse me there, love. What I am planning on doing is going through and pinching some of these Cheerios back together, close together like that. I'd like to see them grow and thicken, leaning on one another. So I'll probably run a band around little things like that, and then give them a nice little twist, and then move on to the next one. That's kind of what I'm planning on doing, instead of, say, I'm not going to try to start back here and sew a line around every Cheerio in and out. I was thinking about that, and I can see why people would do that. But on the other hand, when we came up to a tree that was perfectly straight, we wrapped that appropriately. And this time we're not walking up to a tree that's perfectly straight. So what's appropriate there? I don't think running the risk of wrecking the tree trying to sew a line back through there just to maintain the bends, when I can do it this way too. If I'm going the right way now. Yeah, good. I am so dyslexic. I will do that by hand and then grab a pair of pliers and look at it and go, which way are those bars going? You just did it now already. Okay. The idea isn't to then collapse the trunk with those wires. I think that's going to be okay though. Okay. One down. How are we looking on? Yeah, we're doing okay. Frida is enjoying her dog treats. her training treats, actually. What did that do to our focus? Still all in there? Okay. Give these guys a little squeeze, and then can I get enough of a wrap on that? No. That's better. Trying to stay out of frame if I can. So I feel like I'm tightening up these O's quite a bit. Oops. Can do that one better. Did I cut it loose? Yeah, I did. I may have cut that loose too far. That's okay. Okay. Maybe this time. Don't cut the twist off there, Pat. Just trying to stay out of the shot, and I had the pliers in my way. I mean the cutters in my way, so I couldn't really see them very well. Oh yeah. Now, the other thing I like about what I'm doing here is I think this is going to, next time around, also probably prove fairly easy to remove over, say, what I went through trying to get this off. more. Apologizing. I apologize if my hand is totally in the field of view. I think sometimes the more I try to get out of the way, I just make it awkward, but don't really succeed in getting out of the way. But I'm not really one to shy away from awkward. One more time, back out here. Okay. Another little spot of wire will help us here, I think. Okay. So I'm just kind of bundling my little Cheerios back together the way they were before. And I'm also, it was thinking earlier, and it looks like I've done it somewhat here. I'm grabbing these Cheerios in places where they were slightly skinnier before, like in between where the wires were running last time, so that maybe this time a different part will fatten up a little. Don't break it. Pretty happy. Oh, that one slipped. That's what happened. I don't see the particular tool I was looking for. That's okay. There, just take it off. I made that bundle loose with this one, so I took it off. Oh, that's okay. All right, how are we on focus? That's pretty good. All right. One more to do. Okay. She's going for the triple. How are we on focus? Pretty good. That's pretty good. All right. Let's I think this little tree did great over its last 2 nights. So far, it's coming along really well. I like what's going on here. I was thinking that this would be one that we would be able to at least get the wire off of. I was wondering whether or not I would be able to sew a wire around there, and then I started thinking about it. Why would I necessarily feel like I would have to do that? Probably need to throw something up this way, which we can certainly do. I have another shorter piece. No, those are all too small. I want to get more of a wrap on this one. That's the right way. could have cleaned up some of these needles better. That's okay. I think it'll be fine. Okay. There you go, little tree. There's all your little old gold granules. I think that came out swell, and especially like the part where we got in and got out on that tree and we didn't do any damage to it, and when we got it off I don't see any wire scars on it, so and it held its shape, so it did everything it was supposed to do. I wouldn't even have minded the wire scars. I kind of actually I kind of dig scars a little, I guess. Yeah, there's no saying about that. Where are we? Where's the tree in the movie? Oh, how did we do that? Oh, that's what happened. Okay. All right. I think that came out looking pretty good. Actually, I do. I like that. Oh, we kind of buried the lead there. Can we? Okay. Let's see. That part is kind of in the ground a little. Can I raise it? I can. Bring that berm up a little. That's what I like, I think. Now are we still in? Yeah, we are. We're still in the movie there. All right. We are pulling up to the barn on this one. I think that's a cool looking little canyon tree. I like the wire we applied to this guy, and I like the motion we have going with this guy. Gotta kind of watch out for trying to bend the part that I didn't wire though. That's the only thing. We had good motion down in the where it comes out of the ground. It already has some really good motion. It already has some good root structure. I wasn't thinking or looking to do anything down there necessarily, and am still not. I would like to show off this angle a little better. And I have an there we go. Okay. This is our little canyon tree, and it's still in its little terracotta pot. We do have a little bit more work to do on the angle, but that will happen on its angle. But that'll happen when it goes into a bonsai pot in some later stage. Right now, this little guy can fatten up and start closing up those zeros and start showing off those little bends. There are 2 buds in there that are kind of hard to see. It almost looks like one, but there's one here and one here. Actually, kind of possibly 2, 3, possibly 3, but at least two main buds in there. I could go in there and clean that up too at some stage. Although we don't have to really. We could decide any 2 of those are keepers and even let one of them be a sacrifice and just hang on to it too for a little while, because after all, we are in an orchid pot, so it has those little slots in it for air holes. I put screen around the bottom, whereas orchids would have orchid bark, which wouldn't fall through those. For the same reason that you would want it, for the same reason it allows for oxygen to get in there at the roots. It makes for good air roots, which is something that orchids are pretty fond of. So yeah, this is another one of our little Shohin. It's actually, right now it's a Mame size, but it's in a big pot, and I expect it will get bigger. And we are going to encourage it to do so by leaving it in this terracotta pot and see how this one does. And I believe this will be one of the ones that I will continue to remove and reapply the wire. And that was sort of the point in my trying to do it this way. As it grows and fattens up and squeezes up and stuff, I'll still be able to cut these little loops loose from where they bundled up the Cheerios, and that'll be easier than trying to chase a wire that's just going around like a ribbon all the way around everything. There is that is advantageous for some of them too. Also leaving them in there so that you don't totally tear up a tree. There are a few that I'm looking at and I'm going, yeah, I don't think they would quite be the same after that. So we're going to experiment with some of all of it and see how that turns out. Meanwhile, I have already seen trees on the other end of this that were done that way. So I know that if done well, those are all good systems. And I'm just trying to see if I pick out correctly the right times to do that and the right times to not, when to remove that stuff and when to leave it. Just leave it in there. So yeah, like and subscribe if you guys haven't already. This is part two of our two-parter about two-parter about rewiring this little Shohin Japanese black pine. We have had this guy a year now, I believe. Right, just right out of here, and it should grow. We put it in that pot not too long ago, and I would expect its roots just to already be at the bottom, and are probably you know onward and upward from here. I appreciate you, and Frida appreciates you, and our next gig will probably be in a couple of nights when we get back to our Friday night at Frida's place. Thank you so much for watching.